Hey everyone, so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know I said I'd be on at 10 and now it's almost 11, but I had to deal with DirecTV this morning. It's Sunday and there's this dispute with my mom, and it was Sunday morning and it just didn't fucking happen. That's the thing with me. Like, I know a lot of people have these, like, extremely tight, hard boundaries when it comes to, like, you have to be on time and all this other stuff, but, like, I let you know. Hi, Holly. Hi, Sherry. I let you know. I posted. I let you know I was on the phone with DirecTV. Like, I know you guys are all moms. I know you guys all understand. Um, it's Robe Sunday, sister. Hell yeah. Always. Mine has a hood. Does yours have a hood? It's the best thing in the world to have a hood. So if you don't have a hood on your robe, go invest in a robe that has a hood. It's worth it. I think this one's Victoria's Secret, and I got it at like the secondhand store because honestly, people in my area get rid of like really nice like name brand stuff all the time. And you can go shop at the secondhand store, and it's like brand new stuff. Anyway, and then I realized I absolutely had to take a shower before I got on. Like I couldn't with all the hair gel that I had in my hair last night. It just wasn't happening. Um, so I know you guys are all pretty, I'm sure, excited about our topic today. Yep, yep. See, that's what your robe should be. It should be like huge, and look, I want mine to be longer. Mine's not as long as I wish it was, but I'm 6 feet tall, so trying to find giant. I'd have to buy like a men's robe. So we'll have to see. Maybe I'll get that for Christmas. Dear Santa. Okay, so today's topic is all about your sexual force, your sexual energy, and the reason why this is so huge and intense for me was because last night was like the ending of the beginning of the end of the beginning part of my journey when it came to like exploring my sexuality. Yeah, that makes sense. So I'll send you the Amazon link for this one. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Holly. Do it. Do it. Okay. And then everyone else can get it too. Everyone get it. Hi, Michelle. Sorry, there's like I have this backrest for this old chair, but it like was bugging me because I'm on this ball. Okay. If you don't have a yoga ball, guys, I have to tell you, before we even get started, buy a yoga ball. If anything gets you into your like playful, like let's just have a good day, no worries, Hakuna Matata sort of vibe, it's bouncing on a ball. And when you are raising children, you need to, like, I'm about to go get Hakuna Matata actually like tattooed on my wrist because my family and I actually just recently rediscovered it. And for some reason, over the last, like, I don't know, it just like, it hits on so many new levels for me right now that I'm like, hell yeah, just like, means no worries, baby. Like, and no worries also means like, you don't have to worry about anything, including like who's got the power. Who's got the power? Um, I've got the power. Uh, because no one and nothing has power over you. So no worries. It's fine. I sing that to my kids all the time. It's great. It's like the best song ever. My kids, they sing it to each other. They both know the parts. Even my 3-year-old who knows all the words, but he like still doesn't speak all his words correctly. So I'll record it, guys. I'll record my kids singing Hakuna Matata and post it for you because like literally the whole world needs to see it. It's so adorable. Anyway, so yesterday I went to this event called Secret Circles. It's here in Salt Lake. If you're local, let me know if you're interested in learning more. It's a women's circle that occurs once a month. Well, kind of twice a month. They have like a more intimate, more casual. It's more intimate, but it's more casual event once a month. And then this one's like the larger, like more structured ritual but it's on topics every month. So this month's topic was about sex magic, and last month's topic was about acting on your fears, and like the month before was manifesting. And that was when I got into it. So I'm only like 3 months into this certain group, but it was like I was working on manifesting in August, and all of a sudden that showed up, and then like all these fears popped up, and like the next month was all about fears, and all of my fears that showed up were around sex and sexuality. So then all of a sudden all of this other stuff showed up. So so that's why I say like this was the end of the beginning of my sexual journey, because back in April I read a book called Pussy, a Reclamation. Here, I'm going to type it. I'm actually going to put you guys over here so that I can, there's a bunch of things that I'm going to be talking about, and I'm going to post them in here as I'm talking about them, because I never remember to go back, or my kids need me as soon as I'm done. Reclamation. So, it's called Pussy, a Reclamation. You just gotta get over the word pussy, guys. Like, the whole book is about reclaiming the word pussy and why it's so important that we do so. So, okay, it's called Pussy, a Reclamation by Regina Thomas-Schauer. And it was really hard for me to get through the first time. 1, because of the word pussy. 2, because of all the other words, like clitoris and orgasm and all this other stuff, because the lady who is doing it, like her voice, she sounds like a grandma. And I know we all know the sex grandma on like the O network. Holly, it's been on your list. No, it's on your list. It's the next thing you fucking listen to. Put your parenting books away. This is the whole reason why I'm doing this, guys, is because I realized something last night, and it's so fucking important, but I have to give you backstory before I get there. So, please stay with me as long as you can, and if you have to jump off, like, come back, because this message is so fucking important for moms that it has to be, like, go tell it on the mountain. There's a reason why I do these on Sunday mornings, guys. Like, I just feel like, I don't know, I feel all the rest of the spirit around me or something, because all of a sudden it just like, it bubbles up inside. So, ooh, my coffee's done. Hold, please. I need a new coffee maker, guys. I had to French press my coffee. So just give me 1 second. Okay, so I can talk while I do this. So, Regina Thomas-Schauer wrote this book, and it was really hard. I would recommend listening to it, or you can listen to it and get the book at the same time. That's what I would really do, because she has workbooks in it. I'm watching you on speaker with my kiddos present. Well, hopefully, you know when to censor your own children. You should be fine, though. I think that you and I have about the same, language. Anyway, okay, where was my thought? Come back. Okay, so I would get the book because there's homework assignments in it. She requests that you take this book like a... I just got out the headphones, yes. Perfect. Okay, so she requests that you kind of come at it like Nancy Drew when you go through this book, and really like an investigator. Like, okay, I have a body. Let's investigate my body. All of it. Every part of it. Especially this lower region, the root and sacral chakras. Let me know when you put those headphones in, Holly. Okay, so she does that, and then, but like, she also is the author, and she reads it, so you can, like, I love listening to books when the author's the one that is doing the audio for it, because you can really hear it. And in this day and age of communication, like, how many of us have ever, like, read a text wrong? Every single fucking one of us has, like, taken the context incorrectly when a text message came through, or been the person who the text message, like, was sent. You sent the text message, and like, then they're like, what the fuck? You in my ears. Okay, perfect. Okay, so, you know, we've all done that, right? Like, everyone's like, give me some hearts if you have ever, like, sent a text message that was taken incorrectly, or received a text message that was taken incorrectly. Just, like, drop some hearts. Yeah, raise your hand. Exactly. So, because of this, I've noticed that sometimes if I read a book and I'm not in the right state of mind, I can get really like judgy about the author, or I just like don't take it the right way. So I really love listening to books when it's the um when the author's the one who's reading it, because you can really hear exactly what they mean, and like they can like lift your spirits and just all these things that you kind of almost build a relationship with these authors because they're like in your ears. In your ears. Okay, so I read this book back in April, and it was awesome, and it was life changing. I learned all these things about like being radiant and turned on, and all these old myths about pussies, and pussy power on a whole new, like, not political way, like just the divine feminine and all these like things. Okay, and then in May I discovered a new coach, and in June or July I started taking these liquid crystals. Liquid crystals are really awesome. They're like drops that you can take, and you can go online to liquidcrystals.com. Here, I'll type that one in too. This is all important. I know it's all over the place, guys. Just bear with me. Sorry. People calling me on Facebook. Okay, liquid crystals. Damn it, now I'm going to move you over here. Sorry, guys. So, the liquid crystals, like, you can tell what your shadow side is, your, like, current vibration, and then where your soul vibrates the highest, essentially, is what you're looking for. And you can do this online. There's a quiz. I just want to make sure I give you the right one, so I'm, like, looking it up first. Liquid crystals. This is really weird. It's like not showing up at all. Anyway, I'll figure it out and come back. So my soul's highest vibration, just like imagine it's like a little elixir, like a little dropper that you drop in, and you get a consultation with people that understand how to use it. I get it at a local metaphysical shop, and you do this quiz based on like your name and I think maybe your birthday or something. And my soul vibrates the highest at pink tourmaline, which is for love and provides assurance that you're safe and trustworthy, and like connects you to wisdom and compassion. Okay, things like that. The reason why that's important is because that was the beginning. Again, this is like the beginning, the first 3 months or so of my like sensuality journey, where it wasn't even that I didn't do any of the work in the workbook or in the book, even though I like bought the book to do so. I just like remained open to the ideas that I was hearing, but I was always very closed off when it came to like self-pleasure. Sex, I could get behind, like, but like doing it for myself was like, could not like wrap my fucking head around it. So, so now fast forward to August, and I get home from Hawaii, and I'm thrown into this whole new world because my mom has broken her shoulder and can't babysit for me anymore, and I'm about to start a mastermind with this amazing coach, Lorna Johnson. I will put her information in here too, guys. Okay, so what did I just talk about? It's called Liquid Crystal Elixirs. I'm not liquid crystal elixir. Some person keeps trying to call me. Hold on, I gotta fucking block this dude. This is so stupid, guys. Like, really, I have to block somebody because he's calling me because I'm trying to do this public. Like, come on. It's so stupid. Send a voice message. I don't fucking want to talk to you. Go away. Block. Block. God, that's fucking annoying. Okay. So I am starting this mastermind. I do all these things, And the second week into it, we're talking about, I don't know, we're talking about something. And somehow the fact that I think that masturbation is disgusting comes up. And, like, just, like, pretty much was told, like, you need to figure that shit out, because if you can't pleasure yourself, how can you expect the universe to pleasure you? And just, like, all these crazy concepts around masturbation that I had never really thought about, because I had been having sex. Like, I have a great sex life. Or I thought that we had an okay sex life. Like, pretty consistent, not super spicy. Let's just put it that way. We had a lot of quality, pretty good quantity, but, like, the spiciness factor, okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. So, okay, and then, so then I found, the next time, I've told this story before, so I talked to Lorna, we do this thing, conversation happens, the next time get on Facebook, there's a naked mirror challenge by, so I'm going to post, Lorna, if you need business advice about things, Bianca is amazing for your sexuality and sensuality stuff. So they're kind of like, they're both amazing women in their own ways, but they have different views. So it's just like, it's just what you have a taste for, guys. Like, that's the awesome thing about being able to go about your own self, like, reflection journey and going through this, like, the shadow work process on your way to mastering the light grid, is that you can find which persons you have, which people you really have a taste for. And because no one and nothing has power over you, if you come to a point where you want to end the relationship, like, you don't need to be afraid of it. There's no hard feelings. Like, people outgrow their coaches all the time, and there's no reason to stay in, like, a gross container if you know that you, like, are ready to, like, move on to the next course. Right? Like, there's no reason to just, like, be fucking, like, licking the bowl clean. Like, you know that you've gotten everything out of this first course that so, like, I'm just letting you know, if you're in that situation, that it's okay for you to, like, fire the person that you're working with to move on, because it's just who you have a taste for, right? So anyway, so I talked to Lorna, my business coach, and I go on. The next thing I see is Bianca's post about a naked mirror challenge. I'm like, holy fucking shit. Okay, universe, hello. I will sign up for this. And this all happened, like, right as Venus went into retrograde, right? So Venus goes into retrograde, and all this shit happens at the same time that Venus is in retrograde. And I realize that, that I'm just, like, able to pop through these barriers really quickly because I'm a massage therapist and the physicality of things makes sense to me. And that, like I explained last week, like, you go to a point and, like, everything was kind of just, like, stopping at my sacral chakra. I wasn't having fun. I wasn't, like, moving or getting into my body or anything like that, right? So I then realized that I needed to just dive into that more and really work through it. And in that process, I had to create new boundaries. Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk to you about. So when we talk about, after that whole big long story, we're at to where, like, the fucking point. So 8 weeks ago was when I was like, okay, I hate masturbating and I need to get over that, and I need to be able to look at myself in the mirror and believe that I'm sexy and, like, fucking do the work. I need to do the fucking work because I feel so confident everywhere else, but this area, like, my body image, my sexuality, my sex drive, my, like, all these areas that have to do with my sacral chakra and my play and my creativity, like, we call it creative energy when we're little, like your imagination, but it's the exact same energy when you become an adult. We just call it sexual energy instead. And that's why, like, sex magic and orgasmic manifesting and all that stuff works, but you can't do that in a safe way with integrity if you don't have boundaries, which is a whole new fucking thing, like a whole thing onto itself. But if you want to know how you you like go from that. So I created new boundaries. What do I mean by I created new boundaries? I fucking created boundaries, just period. Like, I actually, for the first time in my life, sat down and went through, like, what do I believe? And why do I believe it? And anything that wasn't, like, a fuck yes, I still believe this, I got rid of. Because it's 11:11 right now. Hold on. Just thank you, universe. Oh, hey, Whitney. You're on. Yes, of course we see. Oh, Whitney Kimball's on. Whitney Kimball, you look exactly like my friend Whitney Clark. This is crazy fun. You guys. Anyway, 11:11. So if you don't have boundaries, if you can't go through your list of like, this is what I believe and why, this is why I believe it, and you go through it and it's like, fuck yes, fuck yes, fuck yes. You paused me on tent. Fuck yes, fuck yes, fuck yes, fuck yes, fuck yes. If it's even like a maybe, then it's a no for now, at very least. Like, come back to it, but like anything that you're like, I don't know. I believe that masturbation is bad because the only people I know who masturbate are boys and promiscuous women. And I read that, and I was like, do I really believe that? And I'm like, not really. Because I have masturbated before, and it does feel good, but I never understood why I was doing it, right? So when you understand why you're masturbating, why you're giving yourself this self-pleasure, and I'm starting with masturbation, but it could be like eating delicious food. It could be going somewhere really... Yay, Whitney. Yay, I love that you love this. Share it to your friends so more people can see it. If you guys are loving this right now, this is going to go probably like another 30 minutes. Hi, Tommy. Ooh, hi, friend. So, where was I? Hold on. Warm myself up. Yeah. So, when you go to this place of pleasure, starting with what turns you on sexually is a great way to start feeling it into your body, which is something that is really difficult for people to do. And the reason why I'm so qualified to teach you how to do this is because I've been a massage therapist for 10 years. Like, I'm literally gonna start crying, guys, because this is what I realized yesterday in this secret circle that I was at, is that I've been a massage therapist for 10 years. The body makes so much sense to me. I understand the body. I understand the physical world, and I understand so deeply how we are our own power. We are the creators and creatrixes of our universe and our reality, and we manifest all of that. But the piece that I've been missing this whole time was the body piece, which is like insane, because bodies are my thing. Like, I take people's bodies and take them from this dude being all like, I'm so bent, and I stand like this, and I don't know how to stand, and this is what my clients look like when they come in, and I can put them back, like, I physically put them back together through the work that I do when I do massage therapy, okay? And what I've been doing with them, a lot of it is more than massage therapy. There's a ton of physical traumas in your body are usually mental and emotional ones, and then they come out and they're like this, and they're nice and straight, and there's no rotations, and your chakras are aligned and all this stuff. When you think about the fact that we're walking around life through like this, like, of course you're not getting information from the one or from the all. Like, you're closed off. So when I realized that I was open this way, but I wasn't open this way, was when, again, all this sexuality, sensuality stuff came up, because, like, I was getting all these ideas, I felt open, my heart was open, but I wasn't, like, they weren't fun. Like, the ideas were, like, so forced or so esoteric, like, they weren't practical in any way. So going on this on this like self-pleasure journey, now my taste for other, you guys hear me say the word taste a lot. That's because taste is so personal. Like, you and I can be standing in a meadow and be like, okay, you see them ducks and some daffodils, and there's a deer and a pond and some whatever. Like, we can stand in a meadow together and both explain what we see. And maybe you see something I don't, and I see something you don't, and whatever. Like, but for the most part, we see the meadow, okay? Or even hear, oh, did you hear that? Oh, well, I heard this, but we both heard something. But like, I could give you something to taste, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so delicious. This is the like most delicious piece of whatever I've ever eaten in my. You got to try this. You want to eat this, and you taste it, and you're like, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That is disgusting, disgusting. So that's something that's like so personalized, right? So when you can in your body taste, but then take that and like be like, the next time you eat something that you don't like, feel it lower. So don't just think about it. Don't think about how gross it is. Like, feel, like, how do you know that it's disgusting? What are you feeling in your body that is telling you this is disgusting? Okay, or like, other ways you can do this is, like, take a second and be like, do I need to take a drink of water? Do I want a glass of water? Because everything boils down to a yes or a no, right? Do I want a glass of water? And just like feel it. Feel, what is that feeling down here? Like low in your belly, and like even lower than that. Like all the way down to your root if you need to. Apparently I do. And start connecting that way. And that's going to make it easier so you're not as like indecisive. So we get back to boundaries again. Like indecisiveness. Are you indecisive? Is it really hard for you to make a decision? Are you that person looking at the menu and you're like, that looks good, but I don't, that looks good, but I don't, what are you getting, honey? Like asking, ooh, well, what are you getting? Maybe I want that. And you know what I mean? Versus like when you know what you like, you walk in and you're like, this is what I want. This is how I like it. Take off this, put on that. And you order your food. Delicious. Right? So you can start doing that in everywhere in your life though. Your house cleaning. You can be like, okay, so I can implement this system, and this kid can help do this and this, but we can make it fun and creative, and I'm going to be teaching this, and like all of a sudden all these other things start becoming easier and flow easier because you recognize the feeling in your body. Same thing with your sex, okay? Our men are not mind readers. I have to preface this. Men are not their partner is not a mind reader. I guarantee it. Mind readers, sorry guys. Mind readers are very few and far between. So when you don't know your own body, how can you tell your partner what you want? And I think personally, the most disrespectful thing you can do with your partner is to fake an orgasm. Like, I didn't feel so strong about it for a really long time, but over the last couple of weeks, it's come up a lot, and honestly, it's the most disrespectful thing you could do, because he wants to pleasure you. Like, he wants it to feel good. It feels good for him. He wants you to feel good too, and you don't need to bump up his ego, because if he finds out that you've been faking, you're going to take all that ego bumping that you've been doing and just like, and then he's going to start questioning like, well, where else does she lie to me? What else does she say that she likes but she doesn't really? And all of a sudden you're breaking down the trust between you and your partner. So if you fake orgasms, fucking stop. Instead of faking orgasms, take time to self-pleasure yourself and find out what you're liking, and be able to tell your partner. But don't be like, ooh, I don't like that. Because that's not sexy. What's sexy is, this is something Bianca taught me, what's sexy is, ooh, baby, you know what I really love? I really love it when you use 2 fingers and curve on the inside of my vaginal wall, or right inside the inside of my pussy, or however you guys want to talk to each other, and like push really hard and really curve into there. Like, or I really love it when we go really slow and deep when I'm on top, or like whatever. Like, figure out what it is you like by playing with yourself. Do you guys get it? Like, because then all of a sudden he feels great. Like, ooh, she likes that, and then like you open yourself up to more pleasure, and you're like, oh, I can receive this, and all of a sudden you're receiving on this super primal energy. Oh, that's where I was gonna go. So on this super primal energy, if you think about sex energy is life force energy, right? Like literally the act of sex is what creates life. When the sperm hits the egg and having bedroom conversation is such a turn on, going back and forth. Yeah, see, exactly, Holly. That's awesome that you guys already have that that openness in conversation. I know a lot of people struggle with that, or they had they're afraid of their boundaries inside the bedroom, or like they've never talked about that. Last week I talked about my will, want, and won't list, right? So like, just go back and watch that video. It's fucking awesome. But you really want to be able to you want to open that conversation. You want to develop that our trust, and you can't develop that trust if you don't have the trust with yourself. You don't have that relationship with yourself, and you don't know what you like in your own body. So then the next level after that is when you realize that source energy. What is source energy? Okay, what is sorcery? Sorcery is the act of using source energy. I'm going to say it one more time, because yesterday Melissa Height, who is the person that was doing the soul session that I was at for the Secret Circle, like, blew my fucking mind when she said that, and that's when I realized, like, I have to teach this to moms, because when you've already done it, you've already created life before, and you've held it, and you've had the container, and you set your boundaries, and you did all these things, and now, like, you're done having kids maybe, or whatever, and you really need to connect back to that sex energy again, to that source energy, the sex energy, so that you can create sorcery, so you can, like, alchemize all this shadow shit that you're dealing with and create this light, love, beautiful world. Because honestly, like, I'm just gonna echo what Melissa said last night, like, I want more powerful fucking women in this world, and the way that we get them to show up is for me to help turn you on. Like, me giving you permission to turn on. Me telling you that it is okay for you to hire a parenting coach. It's okay for you to hire a sensuality coach. It's okay for you to hire a business coach. It's okay for you to go dance and beat walls with dish towels. Like, whatever it is you need to do to process it. But you need to get the purge the shadow out of you so that you can stand in all of your awesomeness on the light grid and start, like, metabolizing the rest of the shadow. Because once you don't have any of your own shadow, you can, like, start processing some of the outside shadow, like the world shadow, and, like, you just metabolize it, and you, like, blah, 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 and get rid of it. You become like this monster that just, like, eats it and gets rid of it for everyone, because you've turned on and you've turned everybody else on, right? It's fun to have girlfriends to help turn each other on more in our lives. Fuck yes. Exactly, Holly. Exactly. Okay, so we're gonna go through. So this is all the things that you've now learned from. This is me being in Mercury or in Venus retrograde, right? So it all ends with yesterday. What did I tell you guys at the beginning of this story? That in June I started taking liquid crystals. In September I decided to take a second round of it, like right as I was starting all of this. And the only one of the liquid crystals that I completely finished off the bottle was the pink tourmaline. And that's where my soul vibrates the highest. That's how I know that everything is, like, exactly where I need to be. My divine masculine and my divine feminine have completely intertwined, like sorcery and alchemy, and like the world is my fucking oyster, and let's go fucking play. Last night at the circle, the leaders gifted me a little box, and I didn't open it until I got home. And it is a piece of pink tourmaline. You can't really see it. Hold on. Let's see if I can get my light to... I don't know if I can get it to... But anyway, it's a piece of pink tourmaline, guys. Seriously. They had no idea. There was no way for them to know. So... when I say yesterday was the end of the beginning of my journey, it's because I realized that if you just do the work, if you just commit to going there, to getting not just vulnerable, but shattering apart your current paradigm and shattering to pieces every belief that you've ever had, taking that list of what do I believe and why do I believe it, and actually hitting every single one, and then realizing that it's not permanent. So boundaries are momentary. That's going to be my last final piece on this, because sorcery, magic doesn't happen like in 5 months. That's the reason why when you work with me one-on-one, it's 6 weeks. It's 2 sessions a week for 6 weeks, because I know that moms and parents and caregivers, like, they want results now. They want their kid, like, listening to them now. They want to stop yelling at their kids now. They want to feel good about their marriage now. They want to feel sexy again now. Like, they don't want to wait for 6 months. So it's 6 weeks to work with me. Like, we are going to fucking power through this shit. So then... Come back, train. I didn't jump on board. So when you work with the sorcery, when you're working with this magic, when you're working with this sex energy and sorcery and source energy and all of these things in your body, it's now. So you have to check in with your body constantly. So maybe this way you guys had sex was a yes then, but the next time you guys have sex, he thinks it's on the menu, because you haven't had a conversation about boundaries and the fact that they're momentary, and you're like, no, like, oh, get the fuck away from me, like, I'm not interested in that. Or another good thing to think about is, like, don't have sex with your husband to get him to do something. That's like the most low vibe, like, what reason to have sex with your partner. Like, ooh, if I have sex with him, maybe he'll be nicer. Ooh, if I have sex with him, he's gonna get up and do the dishes. Ooh, well, if I just go down on him for 5 minutes, then maybe he'll, like, take out the garbage. Like, the fuck? Like, no. And if he's, like, crawling all over you, like, hey, baby, you wanna get some? And you're like, no, I really don't. Like, if he keeps pushing it, it's your job to start putting into the universe this vibration of no. Like, if it's not a fuck yes, it's a no. I want you to write that off on your notebook. You all brought a notebook? If it's not a fuck yes, it's a no. So don't allow yourself to become... Your boundaries are not rigid. Okay? Your boundaries are free-flowing. Your boundaries are constantly moving. Your boundaries are... You guys know I love this fucking tapestry right here. Look at... Where are her boundaries? Like, tell me where they are. Can you, like, really see them? And yet you see her. She's got her form. She's got her, like, aura and all of the source energy swirling around her at all times. But in every different moment, a boundary can change. So I want you to think about it this way. When you're in the middle of, like, getting down, getting jiggy, and it's, like, time to take your shirt off, as my pendant falls off, and it's time to take your shirt off, check in with your body. Do I want to take off my shirt right now? Do I want to take off my shirt right now? And if it's not like, fuck yeah, like, ooh, yeah, like, if you're not, like, starting to take off your shirt as you're thinking about taking off your shirt, then it's a no. And just, like, wait. But maybe 3 seconds later, you check in again, and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm ready to take off my fucking shirt now. But 2 seconds ago, I was not. Do you guys see why boundaries aren't... They have to be momentary that way? Like, it just... That is what it is. Hold on. He teases me so much when I'm not a fuck yes, but that's because he's always tries at 3 a.m. when he gets up. Yeah. So that's just... That's another conversation, Holly. It's really just, like... I'm one of those people that's really easily, I don't want to say made fun of, but made fun of. Like, my whole life, people have said, they're like, you're so easy to tease, you're an easy target, like, you know how to take it, like, just all these different things, that I was told that, like, they were, like, half-ass compliments, right? Like, you're really awesome because I can make fun of you all the time, and it doesn't look like you're offended by it, right? So I internalized that as, like, if people tease me, it's an endearing thing and I just need to get over it and, like, suck it up. But that's, like, again, a new boundary that I've created. Like, it's a necessary thing that I've had to, like, sit down and be like, look, when you tease me in this way, it's not okay. Or if I tell you, like, no, that wasn't cool, I expect an apology. And I will tell you that I expect an apology. Not a little kiss on the cheek. I'll say, no, you need to apologize. That was really rude. Like yesterday when I had my hair all up, he made some backhanded comment about the fact that I was going to a women's circle and that there was a soiree afterwards and wanted to know if I was going to be meeting my people. He essentially was joking and saying that I looked like a lesbian. And he wasn't, like, he didn't actually mean it. Like, I knew that he was joking right away, and the old me would have just been like, ugh, shut up, and, like, thrown a towel at him and been, like, really hurt, but just internalized it. And instead I was like, no, that's not okay. You need to apologize right now. Like, that is absolutely not okay to make fun of the way that I look and make it sound like I'm going to go, like, cheat on you. Like, I understand that you're joking, but that's not a joking matter, and it's not okay. And, you know, maybe next time it will, like, I won't bother me so much and I won't have to say something to him, or maybe he'll know, but I have to realize in my body if I feel when I'm being made fun of, because there's plenty of times where I'm like, whatever, fuck you too. Like, it's a lot easier for me to ironically, it's a lot easier for me to take a lot of these comments and, like, swoop them off my back. But that's because I can, like, tell, okay, this one's just rolling off, versus other ones, like, really, like, they hurt, and instead of being quiet about it, I know, like, no, that's not okay. So you have to create these boundaries, and you, again, won't know what your boundaries are if you never spend time with yourself. If you don't start asking the questions, do I need a drink of water? No, right now, I need a drink of coffee. I had to check in with myself, or, you know, like, is this a yes right now? Do I feel like I want to take off my shirt? And that's why I give that analogy, like, anything. Hey, babe, you want to go see this movie? Let me think about that. Do I want to take off my shirt for this movie? Like, do you see what I mean? Like, do I get turned on? Is my pussy wet? Am I, like, getting the chills? Am I like, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, oh yeah. Or am I like, no. Or, maybe. Remember, if it's not a fuck yes, it's a no. And all of this, guys, like, all of this, it's so crazy because last night I talked about setting boundaries. Love when frequencies are met. See, synchronicities. Beautiful. Go watch the rest of it, Nicole. So, for those of you who maybe missed the beginning of it, I just kind of walked you through my, like, last, I don't know, April to now. So last 6 months, kind of. But really the more solid part was the last 8 weeks, really diving into this piece. Because when you decide that I haven't had a fuck yes moment for a while. I'm more annoyed than anything. Okay, but Talisha, you have to also give yourself grace because you're pregnant. And I honestly, when you just said that, what I get is that you need to start building the relationship with your daughter. That's what I did in the womb with Zena, especially since I know you're planning a home birth. Like, your daughter, all of our daughters, but any baby, I'm actually going to do a live on this later this week. I'm going to do a live all about children born after 2000 and why I'm not limiting myself to only coaching parents. Like, if you know people that are aunts and uncles and whatever, like, if you have a child in your life at all, younger siblings, like, you can benefit from working with me. So just, like, I'm going to do a live on that later this week. But what I would say for you, Talisha, is just start building the relationship with her and start figuring out what her boundaries are and what is happening in your body that is hers and what is happening in your body that is yours. And that's going to help create boundaries now so that when she's born, she's already, you guys have already started building a relationship in that way. And yeah, you can talk more about that if you want. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to talk about? No, I think I'm good. So just realize, guys, that you are the creators, like source energy, sex energy, that is you. You were created by it. You have it. You have to create boundaries for yourself and know what your edge is. You need to be able to push your edge in a growth way, your growth edge. You need to know what your, like, there are some things, I say that boundaries are like malleable and in the moment, but for some people they're just hard no's. And maybe, but again, a hard no for me a few years ago was anal, and now that's like not a hard no for me all the time. But then sometimes it's still a no, you know, like there's no menu. Like there's a menu, but like the menu's always changing. It's like those restaurants that like release the menu that night and like, this is what you get to eat here tonight. That's what you're developing for yourself. Like you're developing your own menu of what is available for you moment to moment. And the way you do that is by checking in with your body. And the best way to start checking in with your body is by having a self-pleasure practice. And the best way to have a self-pleasure practice is to just start realizing in your body what you like. And then start, and instead of just masturbating to get off, masturbate to feel your body. To like not go over the edge. To try to hold the feeling of high vibration and play with the energy. Start shooting it up and down your chakra system. Start sending the energy to different parts of your hand. Start, someone suggested like taking a whole bunch of money out of your bank account, even if it's just fives and whatever, and like just spreading it around your bed and then masturbating and just like looking at all the money and like surrounding yourself, like just calling that in, what with that sex energy, that source energy. If you guys want to know more about this, if you want to become a sensual, turned on mom who has so much fun with your kids, who can find that pleasure and that turn on, who no longer wants to be screaming, who no longer wants to deal with the drama, who's ready to like take responsibility for the life you created and teach them how to not be fucked up children and fucked up adults, like reach out to me and I will absolutely would love to work with you one-on-one. I'm working with one-on-one clients right now so that I can, this course, I know that you guys all saw this course that I had been working on. Sometimes you just got to kill your darling and realize that there's something better coming up. So I'm not going to really go into it, but just realize that a course is coming, but I want to work specifically with some one-on-one clients before I open that new container. So yeah, I love you all. Thanks for watching. Share it out to your friends. If you guys have questions, reach out, and I hope that you enjoyed. I love you.